What's up, everybody? Thanks for stopping by my channel, Esteemed Queen Mentality. Be sure that y'all like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell down below so that way you get to know when I post all of my tea talks. Y'all, I almost had a damn anxiety attack. Lord have mercy. Let me tell you, I was moving one of my laptops. And the next thing you know, tripod and all, it's just like you just see elders falling down. Like, oh, hold on, wait, ah! I'm like, no, don't fall, please. And it did. And it did. So I'm thinking, oh my goodness, one small crack can completely annihilate a whole production process. I'm trying to tell you what I know. It completely delays a whole production process when one piece of equipment goes down. So I'm sitting here like, oh my goodness, as soon as I start researching, places to repair, the camcorder, so on and so forth, please tell me why something just said just turn it off and turn it back on. And it actually works. So Lord and behold, thank you Jesus, thank you Lord. But anyhow, we are here, we are there, we are everywhere. So be sure that you get your water, you get your wine, get whatever it is that you're sipping on. That was a very close call. Very close call. And bring it close. Speaking of which, very easy leeway into what we need to talk about. Like I said, get your water, get your wine. And hopefully, as I'm talking about the opening to this discussion, you're not in mid-sip. Okay? Now, this discussion I think will be very good for all of us trying to enter into a new work week, because it's something that we should really pay attention to. We don't know it until we actually have to put that compare and contrast together to kind of really see what's going on. But yeah, at the end of the day, we do realize that there is some type of equilibrium, some type of parallel in between what I'm going to talk about and what we learn at a very young age. Yes, 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 yes. Most cases we know it as duck duck goose, but in more cases than one we call it musical chairs. The only difference is that it's pretty much the same concept, but it's just a little bit more of an advanced type version of it. Okay, you don't play duck duck goose in grade, well, you don't, yeah. For me it's called grade school, junior high school. You don't play duck duck goose in junior high school. You don't. You play musical chairs. When you in grade school, you play duck duck goose. Okay? When you before there was chess, there was checkers, bitch. So, like I said, let's go ahead and get your water, get your wine, get whatever it is that you're sipping on, get it and bring it close. I'm not gonna tarry too long on what it is I need to converse with you about. I just want to make it clear, concise and simple. Okay, we need to talk about we passed duck duck goose, but I want to use duck duck goose as a perfect leeway in example. Okay, now when we first remember playing, I know for me, I don't know about y'all, but I know for me, duck duck goose was one of those first games I played in kindergarten. And let me tell you, you see me scratching my head, so you already know where I'm going with this. Let me tell you something about duck duck goose. Worst game ever. Worst game ever. If you're a person with growing pains, regardless if it's you keeping whatever happens in your household in the household, or you're just a person that just didn't want to be bothered with, either having to express how you run, being how you are, or, what I'm saying, you just don't want to be bothered. Duck duck goose and musical chairs go together. But the thing about both of those that make them similar is the fact of you gotta have some type of hidden faith. Because there comes to a time where you'll get picked, you don't get picked, you may get picked. But either way you look at it, you have to be what? Prepared by all means necessary. Because you never know. And one thing for me, I know when it comes down to musical chairs or Duck Duck Goose, I had growing pains. Y'all look, y'all see me over here scratching. I had growing pains. And so my feet grew before my height did. Okay, my height caught up. But my feet was the first thing to run the furthest thing from me. So I had growing pains in different ways than other people growing up. And one way I had issues were definitely in my ankles and in my knees. And that's only because, for one, I played sports at a very young age throughout my childhood, even to now. So, excuse me. So, you know, with you doing all that early, any WNBA, NBA, NFL, you name it, NBA, athlete, any athlete will tell you, like, if you were to do the same things over and over and over and over again, regardless of what age you start at, it's going to wear and tear on you. So when it comes down to me starting early and up until now, even through college, like, yo, when I tell you those two games, musical chairs and Duck Duck Goose, taught me a lot, and you can actually make it parallel to now, I'm going to go ahead and break it down to you. Because y'all think it's funny, but like I said, it makes sense. First thing is first is that you begin with the praying process. You pray they don't pick you. Oh, you sitting there Indian style in the middle of that circle, damn near like your ass is meditating, bitch. You don't want to be picked. You don't want to be bothered with running and chasing and doing whatever the case may be. So you are in the process of manifesting the fact of you want it to come true. You want it to be the fact of, you know what? Just like the 30 minutes go on past, let us go ahead and get that 2-minute break to get to our next class. I ain't got time for this. I got other things to do. You're manifesting though. You manifesting. You praying that it don't bother you. It is what it is. At this point, it is, I don't know if it's safe to be the most liked or disliked when it comes into that situation. But the bottom line is that you want to focus on the fact of that you're praying that you're not picked and you're trying to manifest that it happened. Okay? You just, you know, those two things aside can make it so that it doesn't happen that you picked. You ain't got to worry about your ankles or your knees or your two lungs being any type of compromise today going home. You can literally go home knowing that, you know what, you ain't winded from the people or the activity today. You're just happy that you made it home. I understand. But with being a person that wants to have some type of gratitude to change their attitude, hidden faith goes a long way, and we learn it very, very young. Just those two things alone, we learn it very young. You tell me down below. It don't matter what game you play, if you don't want to lose, you started very young, and knowing that you had it in you to have some type of faith. Don't talk to me tonight if you're not going to sit here and agree. Okay, hit that like button. Secondly, let's go into the second stage. The second stage is when you accept and you execute. When I tell you, I was one of those type ones that had the longest feet ever. Like, I was in the 4th grade and I was in a size 8 in men. Oh, I'm pretty sure my parents hated when it was time for me to go school shopping. Hate it. But with me having them long ass frog ass feet, cat ass feet. One thing I learned is always be ready. Always be ready. Accept the circumstances. Accept the circumstances. You may not like your circumstances. You may not like a bill being paid. You may not like that your child's not doing right in school. You may not like the fact of you going to a job that, you know what, you really feel 6 ways from Sunday and twice on Monday. If someone plays with you and time goes too damn slow, you really may hurt somebody. You may really put pause on somebody. You may really drag someone like they are those just got married cans on the end of someone's bumper. You really kick out clothes. But you have to understand also, in order for you to get through, you have to accept your circumstances. You have to accept your surroundings. And you may have to accept your atmosphere, but that does not mean that you have to become it. Listen to the words that I just said. You have to accept, but you don't have to adapt to it where it consumes you. If you accept your surroundings and then strategize, being pray and to try to manifest how you want to go forth, that workplace and everybody else won't bother you, because you don't see them, because they don't see where you're trying to go. They don't see what you're trying to manifest. They don't see what you're praying about. Lord, let me tell you something. When I used to work in the hospitality field before I became self-employed, especially when it came to the hotel industry, I used to always pray, because I love the early crack of dawn shift. I used to always say, you know, when it's my time to clock out, let time go by slow. And when I'm clocked in, knowing the circumstances around me, being people with the hustle and bustle, it goes with the flow of my thinking. So just let the time go by fast and just slow up what it is that I need to be able to accept and adapt, and I'll see you. And when I did that, it made a world of difference. Because again, it goes back to that Duck Duck Goose. It goes back to that musical chairs. It goes to all of those childlike games that had us really put our mind to staying focused, staying grounded, staying open. And that's all part of it. Now, like I said, like I said in the beginning, growing pains, for me, growing pains, the way I translate that into today's times, when we're trying to be queens, kings, emperors, and empresses, is the fact of, you know what, with growing pains, guess what they translate to in adulthood? Trust issues. If you watch this video to the end, that's the key word. Trust. We should trust whatever the universe brings to us if we're doing right. How we trust through growing pains, we will still be able to maneuver how we need to accordingly. It all goes together. It all goes together. Your first grade teacher, mathematics, your 5th grade teacher in English, your 8th grade teacher, and you being mentored, your 10th grade teacher that keeps you on track, and that 12th grade teacher that makes sure that you know that you can push yourself to the limit. All musical chairs. And you know what we play musical chairs with the most when we get older is streets, pride, ego, and I would say selfishness. Especially if you're a person that always wants to get their way, sees their way, and there is no other way. Let me tell you something. There was a Scare Straight episode of people that were in the Portsmouth, Virginia, I guess the county jail, pretty much, I guess, in Portsmouth, the city of Portsmouth. And I think I mentioned this before in videos over the summer, but again, her name was Keisha. I don't know if she's out or not, but I remember when my parents split and I had to adapt and accept my surroundings, Keisha and I used to be friends. Me and Keisha, like, I don't know. You know, it's just something about someone's energy that makes it so it's kind of just like, nah, this person, there's a gate around this person. You don't F with this person. That was me with a lot of people. And with Keisha, the only thing that stuck out the most for me about her was the fact of we used to be friends. We went to the same middle school, junior high. We went to the same high school. And then I see you on Scared Straight. It's not even so much of me having to like accept what I seen. It's me understanding what I accepted. It's all musical chairs. When you choose to pay attention, when you choose not to. That's what makes it so much of a difference as to why people are so many worlds apart. But they're not willing to accept the difference. Accepting the difference can make a whole change as to where you at, how you see yourself, and how you move forward. So this week, I need you to play musical chairs with you making a decision to move forward, forgetting about the past. Not even forgetting about it, but just say lesson learned. And don't try. Fast. Hell, if you gotta start there, do it. But just know there's no change if you accept that life is supposed to. There's no change if you accept that life is not supposed to change for you, because it's always constantly on a swivel. So if it's constantly on a swivel, so should you. I'm not saying go out here and be neurotic, but I'm saying be smart about the time that you do have, because we already see time is not promised. Time is not promised, and people don't change. Only their clothes do. Not their colors, not their stripes. So, y'all let me know how y'all feel down below about this topic. I'll be more than happy and open to have a discussion with y'all about this. In the meantime, in between time, be sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification down below. Be sure that you head over to my secondary and my third channel. I appreciate and shout out to everyone that's been growing the channel, been stopping by the Etsy shop. Other than that, until next time, I guess, take care and happy holidays. Alright, bye.